everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Planescape, Quantum Mortality Part 7. Today is September 22nd, 2024, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners that at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for any of these players or myself, feel free to, again, join us at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on Patreon. You already support us on Twitch and YouTube and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We even have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Dingo, who are you playing today?
I'm Dingo. I use she, her, and he, him pronouns, and I am playing Sai, who is a Air Genasi Twilight Domain cleric.
And Kylan, who are you playing?
Hello, everyone. My name is KyleWithAnN. I use she, they pronouns, and today I am playing Tessell, now currently a chromatic Dragonborn Echo Knight fighter who uses they, them pronouns.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I am today playing Aluvire, who is today a Minotaur monk. We both use she, her.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and today I shall be playing as Jeremiah of the Wilds, a grung warlock who uses he, him pronouns.
And hoi, I'm Cyber. I use he or whatever pronouns, and I'm going to be running a game of Dungeons and Dragons for my friends. The party rests in Idkeru, the walking castle of Zathir, the adjunct professor of planar philosophy at Sigil's Institute for Intellectual Excellence, who they've just rescued. The castle sits along the bank of a river across from Caer Ophidian, the home of Uriel, a Medusa druid partially responsible for the creation of the Deck of Many Things. Zathir has mentioned that R04M Discursive Appraisal, the fugitive Modron the party is searching for at the behest of Shemeshka, had visited her a few days ago searching for information on multiversal instability, and recently left a mimir with what he uncovered. Unfortunately, this mimir was damaged when the castle was taken, and the data that could hold a clue to where R04M has gone has been corrupted. What do y'all do?
Okay. Is it still the same day, same second we left off? Okay, cool.
Yep. So I believe Zathir, Tessell, Sai, and Jeremiah are inside Ikeru. Aluvire was outside disposing of some bodies that are now covered with wild strawberry, and Uriel has begun to make her way back over to Caer Ophidian.
I gave the skull back to... I can't remember their name.
Zathir.
Say that one more time.
Zathir. Zaythir.
I think Zathier's already told us that we can stay in the tower, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do we know about the portal as well? Do we know about its presence? Sorry, I think I'm mixing
Yes.
up what I know versus okay.
Yes. The portal that you entered from the clerk's ward in Sigil to this castle, there is no indication that it is not still functioning.
I feel like we talked about maybe stepping back into Sigil for something. But I can't remember what.
Well, several of us just died and might need equipment. So that would be one thing. We are here to find a Modron. So it might be worth asking around to see if anybody has seen said Modron.
That being said, I think we did ask Uriel.
Oh, well then.
Uriel
Uriel's-
said, "Oh yeah,
Uriel did not see the Modron.
Yes. And they seem to be the only person who lives in this like castle-y area outside
But we have
of
found
her
evidence
Kudo
of the
dogs.
Modron here, right?
You found
Zathir knows." Yeah.
Yeah, Zathir has confirmed that Rome was here, like Rome was in the castle, and had visited Zathir, and then left. He left the Mimir with the information that he found, and departed shortly after. But any clues
this-
that would be in the Mimir are kind of hard to access because it was damaged.
So from this plane they departed, or just from that location?
From
know.
the castle.
Okay.
Just to clarify, was Rome in the castle or was Rome in the tower?
The walking castle is the tower. And those are not Caraphidian, which I will refer to as a villa.
Okay.
Well, if we need to go or follow this thing, we could ask Zathir if she needs anything to fix the Mimir, and then we could pop back to Sigil, get equipment, get things to help repair it.
I like the sound of that. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
All right.
I think since Shriek is at the table with Zathir, she would ask Zathir if there's anything that they need to repair to the best of their abilities.
I could probably, pop back into Sigil, get some tools, but I don't think there's anything particularly difficult to get for this.
I only ask simply because I'm sure my party and I would like to travel back to Sigil for a moment anyway. I figure if you wanted to keep an eye on your tower, given what has just happened to it, we could pick them up for you is all.
Well, if you wanted to go and pick up some quality Tinker's tools, that would help a lot, actually.
Tinker tools. She's writing it down. We would we'd be happy to. We deeply appreciate your assistance. I understand that whatever's within this skull likely has been lost, but it's worth a shot. And I think Sai will sort of stand up and get her things together, sort of look over at Tessell, and say, well, I suppose we can let Jeremiah out of the bathroom now.
Tessell just like, he's in there of his own accord.
Another one of his long spa days, is it?
Yeah, you might want to let that one just air out a little bit.
She heaves a big sigh and just says, well, I suppose I cannot fault him for being amphibious.
Tessell just like,
Shall we collect Aluvire?
Yeah, let's go. Tessell will, go to the nearest. Oh yeah, I guess this thing's docked, but however you can get off this thing, they're gonna just whoop onto the ground.
It kind of just floats down into the ground, and then the legs are just kind of like spidered up. But the terrace just lays flat on the ground.
Oh,
You
excellent.
can jump off there.
What?
Sai's gonna follow behind to meet Aluvire out by the strawberry patch.
Say that again?
Just dozing. Taking a little old lady nap.
I think Sai looks at Tessell and then looks at Aluvire and looks at Tessell again. Like, doesn't want to wake her up.
Tessell just like staring like just a little cough.
Like a little twitch from her ear, and her eyes will open up sleepily. She just turns and looks at you.
Yeah, I think we're about to load up, figure out where to steer this thing, and Tessell will kind of like look in the direction of the little villa, and we'll be like, yeah, seems like that's a dead end, so we might want to start heading at the general that way direction.
Well, and we might head into Sigil as well for a time, just to pick up a few things.
Okay. She listens intently, and then will stand and begin shuffling back in the direction of the tower.
Oh, are these for eating? And she's gonna Sai's gonna go to the little wild strawberries and just start like furiously picking them and eating them.
Circle
Are
of
they
life,
sweet
baby.
or are they like are they kind of like baking cherries where they look like they're gonna be sweet and then they are very tart?
I think I remember trying to eat them as a kid and they had no flavor.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just bland. Like there's a little bit of flavor, but
she pops like several in her mouth and looks back over to Tessell with just a big frown.
Yeah, pretty sure those are poisonous.
She's like wiping off her tongue.
Oh God, hope your tongue doesn't rot off. And they're just gonna like back in the direction of the castle.
Why would you say that? She's scurrying inside back with you. They were supposed to be sweet.
Yeah. I guess like Tessell's gonna like head up the ladder and just gonna be like, Jeremiah.
Present.
Are you decent?
Oh, as decent as I'll ever be.
Oh, gross. You ready to go?
And Jeremiah will just like look down the ladder. Go where? Like to a breakfast, a brunch?
Thinking turning back to the other. We said Sigil, right? Sigil first. Yeah, we're heading back to Sigil for supply run.
Ooh, count me in. That sounds enjoyable. Are we splitting off into pairs?
I just thought something so mean, but I'm not gonna do it.
Sai immediately puts her finger on her nose.
Yeah, we're sure, why not?
Jeremiah will descend the ladder, but I imagine that it's like just a float down. Thanks to one of my Eldritch invocations where I can cast Levitate on myself for free.
How many times a day?
It doesn't specify.
will.
Yeah, it's an app, but it's only up and down. It's not like to the side. He can't really move it, but it is just ooh.
Wag drop.
And then just like a pleasant little plap as his webbed feet touch the ground. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Tessell will turn to Zathir and be like, excuse me, can this thing, like, is it okay if it, I mean, I'm sure it can, but like, if we just say, hey, chart a course for this way, this general place. We do that, Pop?
If you know the location, yes.
Oh, beans. Okay. We got like a map in here or something?
Yes, follow me. And she will direct you back to the Castellan. The large humanoid statue.
Ooh,
where
okay.
That you all fought next to. And she will say, Castellan, can you please give us a general sense of the area? And the statue unmoving, the table in front of him begins to light up, and this sort of blue transparent image of these mountainous areas, these long rivers, these huge lakes, and a very, very, very tall pillar in the center of the table that shoots up toward the ceiling is displayed on the table in front of him.
Is there like a "you are here" arrow?
There is not.
Oh, damn it. You know, I must say, next to the spire, to the east, inside of a large pit, there seems to be just a robot man sort of chill, relaxing. I like him. He seems fun.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, relaxing at its finest. Not a care.
Aluvire nods solemnly.
All right. If I were a sneaky little Modron, where would I run off to?
Tessell's trying to get a general sense of I'm not sure how detailed this map is, but like maybe something on there is like, okay, maybe look for something vaguely waterfall-esque.
Isn't there a place on the map called, what is that? Automania?
Automata?
Automata?
Automata.
Yes, that is the gate town that leads toward Mechanus.
Yeah, but if he was leaving Mechanus, probably go towards Excelsior? Mayhaps? Oh, potentially the rib cage down to the south.
Well, it seems like Rome was leaving Sigil, because that's where they were. They were accountant at the casino. So,
Right.
so they really could have plopped
Well,
anywhere. I'm trying to
okay.
get it.
No, so if they left Sigil, if they had gone west, they would have been met with a large body of water. So I don't know if they'd be able to cross.
Yeah, that doesn't seem conducive to.
So they might have gone into the bog in the south. Or to the Flowering Hill. Sounds lovely. Or Wanderhome to the north.
Well, see, I think whenever Rome left here, we were over by Wanderhome.
So, if it was by Wanderhome... Now, if it were me, I would have hightailed it to the City of Ecstasy.
Yeah, well, that's you, though. Okay, hang on. Tessell is scrutinizing this map because Tessell's player needs a bigger version of this map, and they're doing so right now. All right.
I will be very clear. You will have time to look at this map and chart a course. You do not have enough information to go off of where Rome would have been or where he would have left.
Right.
Last we saw Rome was Wanderhome. Perhaps we set a course for Wanderhome and see if anybody's seen them there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wander home, and then if nothing there, we start with the adjacent areas, spreading out until we locate the sucker.
All right. There's nothing you need to do here in Carovidian?
I know not Shriek. Sai had wanted to talk to Uriel again.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
But Sai can do that while they're looking over the maps.
Okay.
I think she's gonna step out and head towards the villa and just say, I'll catch up with you in Sigil.
You want
The portal between here and Sigil does require a key. Only one of you has the key.
Oh shit. Well, I'll try not to be long.
Just a a little gruff nod.
But yeah, Sai's gonna head into the villa.
Yeah, you make your way across the bridge, and there's a home on the right, and there's a switchback leading down into the gardens where you see another taller villa.
Do I see the dogs here?
Yes, they are in the garden.
I pet them.
You pet them. They look up at you, they wag their tails, and for a split second you can see the very serpentine eyes that the dogs have.
Oh, how curious. I think she doesn't want to like wander into someone's house. So I think she's just kind of take a few steps through the garden and just kind of, hello?
Make a perception check.
Da, 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 da. Damn it. 11.
Are you looking for someone, dear?
Oh. Who said that? Do I see them?
No.
Yes, I was hoping to speak with Uriel again, if at all possible.
Is she expecting you?
Well, in a way, yes. In another way, not so much. We just spoke outside. I was aboard the big walking castle tower thing.
Hmm. Very well. And coming out of the bushes is this massive green snake. And as it slithers out into the open where you can see it has a vaguely humanoid face. Follow me. And it leads you toward the bigger. Actually, it leads you toward this garden that has just these beautiful flowers in like multiple different, seemingly impossible colors.
I think Sai's eyes are kind of wide as she goes through the garden, just kind of taking note of every flower. And I think every once in a while, when she thinks no one is looking, she just reaches out and kind of touches them.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh, right. Of course not. I apologize. And she very pointedly like folds her hands and like holds on to them. Would I know that this? I can't imagine I know who this is that's leading me, but I imagine I know they're associated with Uriel in some way.
You're not familiar with this creature at all.
Oh shit.
Make an Arcana check.
9.
You're not familiar with this at all. It is a serpent with a weird face.
All right. I think she just continues following.
And eventually it does lead you to Uriel once again, who is sort of patting down the soil around these. At first glance, you would think they were dandelions. But the core of the flower, you swear you almost see like an actual lion head.
I think she tilts her head to the side. Could I try a nature check on these?
Sure.
$11.
I mean, it has some evolutionary semblance to dandelions, yes. Specifically, whenever they are getting ready to expel their seeds.
Well, those are awfully curious.
I'm sorry. Didn't realize you were still here. Yes, my precious flowers. Uh, Flowers that need to be very well protected.
No need to apologize. I'm sorry for intruding so soon. I know we'll likely be on our way here in a bit, and I just had some questions, Lady Uriel, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course.
I I may be sort of distinctly aware of some of the more famous parts of your history, and I'm sure you get asked about the deck of many things quite a lot. And she sort of fumbles over her words a bit. Now, I am in this sort of predicament that my friends and I are in. We've been sort of in search of a lot of answers, but I've also been sort of in search of my home.
How so?
Well, I know of my home the same way that a fish would know its home is in the ocean. I know that my home is amongst the stars, but very little else. And I know that oracles can be related to them. The things I know are very limited, and I don't wish to ask you for anything other than perhaps I could learn more of what oracles do, or what the oracle decks do, or maybe and she starts looking through her bag, and she pulls out sort of a small, probably about the size of her hand, a box. Maybe you could tell me more about what this is. I have it, and I simply just don't know how to use it. And she's going to pull out a deck of wonder, which I believe is an uncommon item, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And she holds it out to Uriel.
Well, that certainly is something akin to our deck. Something created in the image of it.
Like a knockoff.
Exactly.
Well,
An imitation. still powerful, still chaotic. I believe just as our deck, you have to declare what you're going to, how many you're going to draw before any start to take effect. And if you just draw without that, there's no danger. In fact, some of you use our decks as Oracle decks. Just drawing at random.
I see. So then what is the difference between declaring and not declaring?
Whether or not you're invoking the magic.
I see. Well then, if this is of no real importance,
Oh, I would never suggest that that is not important. It's the creation of someone wishing to grab control of their fate. Entangling it in the process.
then perhaps it is fortuitous that I have it now.
What is your relationship with fate?
I think she pauses and sort of holds the deck close to her chest. In all honesty, I've been trying not to think about it as much.
The heavy subject to grasp.
It does. I cannot say that it doesn't eat at me.
Well, I'll tell you that I have a very complicated relationship with fate. In some ways, I still believe that we are all bound by it, unable to escape despite, or maybe even because of our best efforts. My fate was to be beheld as a monster in one world, to those who saw me befriending a princess. And now I'm a monster in all of them. To anyone who sees my face when they draw from the deck. But Asteria believed with all her being that we can all write our own stories. So much so that even she who governs fate wouldn't deny her the opportunity. And I know fate can always be, well, I know fate can be cruel. And I know it has a sense of humor. And she sort of reaches into her satchel. It's funny, not a day before you arrived, Asteria called, having learned the location of one of the decks. We were hoping to find someone capable and trustworthy enough to retrieve it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And she pulls out a piece of paper from things that make you say, wow, saying, have you seen this man? And it has a picture of Jeremiah on it. The reward is in-store credit of up to 500,000 gold pieces.
Shriek, is she handing it to Sai?
Mhm.
Sai will take it and kind of screw up her face. That's an awfully generous likeness.
Well, we know that they have a deck somewhere in that store. And, well, I wouldn't see it going for less than 500,000.
I don't think I can afford that.
Very few can. And those
However,
that can, typically not the people that I would trust with this. Like I said, fate has a sense of humor.
Sai smiles. It certainly does. It's funny that you talk about a complicated relationship with fate. I've always sort of trusted fate implicitly. Or at least so I thought. But I think for as much as fate has a sense of humor, and fate directs so many things, something also tells me that fate forgets things, leaves them unfinished and left behind. And those are the things that fascinate me the most.
You sound like one of the Norns.
One of the
Trough
what?
the outlands enough and you may find many who think like you.
Sai sort of smiles and takes out a little pad of paper and writes that down. I hope I do. I hope
If you
the
are
game is
looking for more information on oracles, I wouldn't be able to direct you any other place than the realm of the Norns. It's somewhere. Directions are hard here in the Outlands, but it's somewhere on the somewhere more lawful and more good than from the Spire.
all right, in a direction of lawful and good. I'll keep my eyes out. Maybe something in Sigil would help.
I'm sure.
The place is full of portals. There must be something. Oh, in regards to this frog, this man,
Yes.
are we looking to apprehend the man or simply the deck? Or both? I'm willing to do either.
I do not. Asteria and I are uncomfortable with the deck remaining in the store. As far as the frog, I don't know him. I have no opinion on him.
Understood. The frog is expendable then.
I suppose you could put it like that, yes.
she folds up the paper and tucks it into her pocket.
Right, you can add to your inventory a wanted poster of Jeremiah from Things That Make You Say wow.
All right. I'll add that in a minute. And I think Sai says, well, it is. I do not want to understate how much of an honor it is to be trusted with something like this. I will not let you down.
Whenever, just, if you do happen to get your hands upon it, whenever you feel like it has served its purpose, I would ask that you bring it back here so that we may protect it. The Castellan knows the way. Not very many other people do.
Of course. I give you my word.
Is there anything else that you would like to do here?
I don't think so. I think if Uriel will let her, she'll take Uriel's hand and sort of turn it over palm up, and make sort of take her finger and make sort of a swirling pattern over it. I don't think Sai quite knows what it is, and I don't know that Uriel would either. But she says, consider it bound to the stars. And I look forward to when we meet again. And then she heads back to the tower.
She just watches as you walk away. Looks down at the dandelions. There's a temptation there. But she makes a pointed effort to not interfere. Everybody else around the table, what pops out at you on this map?
So I think Tessell has I think Tessell said their general strategy is just starting a wonder home and circling around. But I think during this time they also might be like, look, I don't exactly know where Rome comes from, but I don't know, maybe Automata has a database, a registry, oh, find out some more info, I guess.
I mean, that would be a fair, and this is Aether speaking, that would be a fair assumption to make. If not automata themselves, there would probably be something in Mechanus, but they tend to guard that gate very seriously. And I mean, that may point us to its origin, but maybe not much more than that. And at any point, Sai can rejoin.
So, about the trade gate, what is that?
Trade gate. Where's trade gate?
I think it's in the general upward direction.
It's near
Yeah,
the City
it's
of Ecstasy.
It's the gate town to Bitopia. Good markets there.
Oh.
They're on par with things that can be found in Sigil.
And just out of curiosity, near the trade gate, there's just an area that says ecstasy. What's that about, right?
Well, Ecstasy is the gate town that leads to Elysium.
Oh. Yeah, right. Well, can't go too far into there. Just saying, if we're all looking for a little vacay after this is done.
Tessell's just like hunched over the God, I cannot remember the name of things, but basically the war map. It's just like hunched over and just like looks at Jeremiah, just like just not saying anything, but the eyes are just like, really, man.
You look like you could use a spa day. That's all I'm saying. Nice little scrub in between the scales.
Have you tried the flame pits?
Not personally, no.
Oh, it's a wonderful place. It's over in the it's in one of the places in Sigil. Lovely place.
Oh.
Caters to all sorts of different clients. Acid baths, fire baths, and all the kinds of different spas.
You know, that looks like it's near Rib Cage.
No, it would be in Sigil.
Oh, never mind. I know where things are. Okay, well, if we're looking to try and track down Rome, we want to go to Wanderhome. Last seen. Ask a few questions. Does that sound about right?
Seems like a good starting place, yeah. Looking at Aluvire to see if she is, has any feelings one way or the other.
She's just kind of perusing the map. You can see her, like, looking back and forth. It's hard to tell whether or not anything's getting through to her, necessarily.
Tessell's just like, all right. Nods. To no one in particular. All right. I think just like, yeah. Maybe just a general wander home direction if we could. Maybe start
Set sails
that way.
Well, the course of however this thing moves.
Can you take us to Wonder Home? You feel the castle begin to move.
Wait, is Sai inside?
Yeah, Saya just showed up at the table. I believe was stated previously.
Just leave her behind. Bye.
Am I here?
You are here.
Okay. I think Sai is like directly behind Tessell and goes, I'm right here.
Shiver up the spine. Just... Hi.
Although I appreciate the concern.
All right. Well, if it's all the same to you all, I am gonna find where we had Sigil just a place to lay down for a minute.
Oh, should we assign rooms? Maybe take a look at each room, see which one fits each person. And I suspect Jeremiah may have already staked out his place.
No, yes, you'll find my things in it.
I may move your things in it too. And she starts moving downstairs.
What rooms are everybody taking?
Oh, hang on. Oh, heck. Let me go find that map.
Who's bunking up and who's leaving the rooms to themselves?
Jeremiah, which room did you throw your crap in?
Jeremiah threw his in the only room that has a single bed. That is not Zareth's room. So it would be, looking at the map, it is the northwestern room.
On the second floor? Is
Yep,
that?
second floor.
Yeah, all
Okay.
the rooms are on the second floor.
Okay.
The
yeah,
one
yeah,
with the sideways bed up in the corner.
Mm-hmm. It's got a
East
chest
room.
and a writing desk. For all the letters I send.
And the east room would be Zareth's room, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what I assume. It
That-
has a
that's
big
the
fancy
study.
desk.
Yep.
So,
Zareth doesn't sleep very often.
okay,
Southern
so
room has a nest in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there dibs on that? Is there some nest maker here that we should know about?
Shriek is, or Sai is open to it. I think Sai could go either way, either sharing a room or taking the nest.
all right, y'all, if I'm bunking up, Tessell will go to the nest.
Yeah, and I think Sai will set her things, sort of giving Aluvire preference over which bed she would like.
Mm-hmm. She'll go over and she'll test each bed, just sort of like patting it, and then like hop in, kind of like crawl into it and sort of like, test it, make sure it's got the right amount of bounce, the right amount of sink. And she takes several minutes testing both beds. She goes back and forth a couple of times. They are identical. But she eventually settles on one.
Sai doesn't know what you're looking for, but I think she also, like, when you're testing one bed, Sai is like mimicking you on the other side, like trying to figure out, like, clearly there's something to this.
It's mattress shopping, and you're just letting the salesman tell you what mattresses do, and you're like, yeah, this one does feel good when I lay on it.
I think the way that she knows which one she wants is that she eventually just sort of like lies down and closes her eyes, and then like a few moments later there's a soft snore coming from her.
Yeah, I think Sai will set her stuff down next to the other one and just, this is going to be nice.
Roomies.
I
Would
go ahead.
Aluvire want us to wake her up before we go to Sigil?
I'm just gonna assume that she's going to like show up when things start happening.
Well, we only have one key,
We
so
only
we
have
gotta
one key.
bring.
We have to go together.
You know what? That's true. Yeah, you probably should wake her.
If you split the
That
party,
being
people
the
will be
case.
left behind. You can reappear, but you have to die.
Oh no! Fast
It's okay.
travel.
She died peacefully in her sleep.
But then when you go back, like, oh, it's time to go to bed, you throw open the door and there's just your dead body sleeping there.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that That would be the most
Okay.
concerning thing, is if you like woke up in a closet and you had no idea how your past life died. Anyway.
That's a
If it is
surprise tool we'll use for later.
I was just gonna say, if it's agreeable to everyone, I would like to take a short rest.
Yeah?
Yes, please.
Yep.
I
You
don't
can
need
take
one
a short rest.
on account of the fact that I just woke up. But yes.
I will help make a snack for everybody with whatever's in that little like
Okay.
dining table area.
1d10 plus 4. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to be doing the math.
Wow.
1 hit die.
Dude,
Good short rest math.
math.
All right, we're plenty good. It only took 2 hit die. And because I'm a short rest class, I get a couple of little features back. So we're good, baby. Just a little snooze.
All right. So, are we going back to Sigil?
I believe that's the plan.
All right. If you go through the portal on the terrace with the key, you will reappear within the courtyard within the clerk's ward where the Trioptic Nicopona is, right outside the Hall of Speakers.
Time we went through it, we reappeared in like a fireplace? Or
No,
am I
no, that
remembering
was
something
a
else?
different portal to get over to Fell's tattoo shop. Was the
There-
fireplace portal?
Right. There is a portal within the Hall of Speakers in the fireplace that goes to the Smoldering Quartz bar, which is right around the corner from Fell's.
Oh, okay. I think Sai will harass Jeremiah into telling her where she can get some tinkerer's tools.
Jeremiah sort of like finger to his large frog lips, just sort of like, You know, I'm sure that there are several great places in which one could acquire tinkerer's tools. I'd be fine to join you in your travels, although I would request that we just make a small stop, if we do. Seeing as how we are going to be out and about, I would like to pick up some adventurer's clothes, maybe a fun hat or something.
Yeah, I think Sai just nods. That should be fine. You could stand to have something a little bit better anyway.
Yeah, is something wrong with my clothes? These threads are on fleek, as the kids say.
They are certainly threads. Sai will turn to Aluvire as well. If I remember correctly, you live here, correct?
Question. This Aluvire might know Fell. I think we agreed that like every Aluvire knows Fell. But this Aluvire has affiliations with, oh goodness, the one faction, the Goth one. We met them. We talked to them.
The Heralds of Dust or the Bleak Sunset?
The bleak ones.
Okay. Yes, those
Why,
were the people.
who are the
Those were the
Heralds of
people who
Dust?
ran the clinic, the planar clinic,
Oh.
where you killed Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That was a great
Grandma
name.
Aluvire has affiliations with the Bleak Sunset.
Would you know where to get some tinkerer's tools and some adventurer's clothes and maybe a hat.
Would Aluvire know that?
Yeah, without rolling, like, there would be many places where you could get, tools or clothes or anything like that.
There's like a market portion.
There is a
She'll
specific.
definitely like start nodding, and then she'll like pick up a basket and hand it to you, and you are full on going grocery shopping with Grandma. Like you have to carry all of the stuff while she goes shopping.
Now, are you going to Whole Foods or are you going to Walmart?
More of a
she's
world market kind of guy.
She's a broke grandma. So like
Okay, so you're going back to the High Fort.
yeah. Yep. She strikes me as the kind of person who like goes up and down like market streets and like yeah, okay.
Are we going to get apprehended again?
No. If I am understanding it correctly, we have diplomatic immunity.
I sort of thought that was only when we were in the casino.
You know, if we get a hold of those squeakers, little rat buddies, we might be able to check in on that.
Oh, good idea.
At the
Well,
question of being apprehended, Aluvire kind of like taps her chin, thinks for a little bit, and then she just like gives you a wry look. Does one of those like hush motions with her finger, like finger to her lips, and then she like winks at you.
Oh, okay.
They have to catch us first.
Could I cast augury to get an omen about us going to the market?
How do you cast augury?
You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a course of action that you
Like what? How does Sai? What implementation does she use to cast augury?
I think she has her her sensor, right? And I think she at the center of this sensor is like a sphere with those sort of stars in the center of it. And I think she plucks it out of her sensor, holds it, and shakes it like a magic 8-ball.
Oh my god. Yes.
And what is the action that she would like an answer for?
I think she would like an answer on going through Sigil without some kind of disguise or what's the word I'm looking for? Like stealth or manner of cloaking themselves.
So, the glitter, the sensors, stars shift and realign. You're not getting any sense of anything particularly good or bad.
Okay, so not weal, not woe, just indifference.
Yeah, neither will nor woe.
Okay. I think that satisfies her, and she pops it back into her sensor, reaffixes it to her waist. Heads out to the market.
You make your way through the hive ward. There's a few like the Sigil equivalent of a bodega.
Yeah, baby.
Or like just a hole in the wall shop that has inexpensive clothes and other implements. Are you just looking for adventuring clothes and tinker tools?
Sai's gonna look for tinker tools. That's pretty much all she's here for.
Make a investigation check.
15.
15. Yeah, I mean you can find a pretty nice set. Like they typically go for like 50 gold pieces for the normal thing. But you can find like some like quality artificer implements for 70.
All right. I think she gets them.
Okay.
70 gold.
Yep. Jeremiah, what you looking for?
So Jeremiah was looking for adventurer's clothes, and as he described it, a fancy hat. Realistically, I am trying to find a hat of, or I believe it's called a cap of disguise self, where he can change his appearance more based on a whim, and possibly create some quick disguises should he need them.
Do you have 500 gold?
I do.
Okay, you can find a hat of disguise, and traveler's clothes I think are like 10 or 15.
Okay. Sounds good. And a hat of disguise it is.
It's multiple different bodegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would we be able to acquire like just mundane weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'm reflavoring these. The way that this appears to everyone else, is that Aluvire is helping Sai like find all of the things that she's looking for in the market. And occasionally she just also like buys a rock from like a stand somewhere. She doesn't get them all in the same place, but like it is just various stones of different size and shape that she is spending money on.
You buy your rocks. Aluvire, make a perception check.
I'd be happy to. That's not the right Aluvire. Imposter! Okay, here we go. Flat 10.
Something unnerves you,
Hmm.
but the sounds of the street are too heavy for you to get a real good sense of what triggered that sense.
You know that like that twitchy ear that animals get when they're irritated? Her ear keeps on twitching, she keeps on looking around, and she kind of refuses to stay in one place. She just keeps on dragging Sai from spot to spot.
Tessell is just not really interested in buying anything at the moment. Just making sure that their companions don't wander off too far or in any. Yeah. I was just making sure that the gang is all like relatively together.
Okay. What's the plan after you resupply? Are you going back to Fells at all? Are you looking for anything else in Sigil, or are you trying to revisit anything or anybody?
I know Tessell is curious on just getting some squeak updates real quick. Some squeak recon. And I believe the rats are at Fells, so
Right.
Yeah. I think Sai would be tagging along for that too.
Right.
Gotta see Patricia.
Aluvire's also gonna be there.
yeah, that would make sense. Please come along.
I can't be left alone.
All right, you all make your way back to Fells. You open the door, and the bell rings a little bit, and Fel sort of stumbles back in and signs, welcome. Oh, you've returned. Hi.
Hello.
Somebody left something for you. And just sort of gestures to the back.
Pat
Yeah,
them gratefully
thanks.
and head back there.
Okay. You can see next to this like little wicker basket where the three rats are all currently sleeping. There is 2 gold pieces left on the side of that table, with a piece of parchment that's sort of folded up underneath.
Let's give that bad boy a read.
You open it up and it says, sorry, a bolt. Things look like they were getting spicy. Signed, Zaya.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Refund.
Right.
Nice.
Kind of them, I suppose. You're
Cannot
muted.
hear you, Aluvire. I still cannot hear
We
you.
still can't hear you.
Zoom likes to throttle me, and I don't know how to make it stop. Aluvire's busy feeding snacks to the rats.
You sort of put a little snack down in the wicker basket, and a couple of their noses twitch a little bit, and they start to wake up and grab a hold of it a little bit, and then start to munch on a little bit.
Does Patricia still have her scarf on?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. That's all I care about.
Tessell is going to pick up their designated rat, and then while kind of like looking at the cranium rat and not at the group, and be like, oh yeah, forgot to mention there is one more in the basket for somebody. I only had 2 invite codes, so yeah, you guys figure that out. And they'll just kind of walk somewhere to sit down.
What is it? And Jeremiah will say, sort of looking at the rat, and he'll poke its brain.
Aluvire slaps his hand.
Ew.
I pulls Patricia away.
Aluvire's gonna claim a rat. This brain poker don't get to have no rat.
I already have my own, and its brain is perfectly where it should be, rattling around inside of there. Isn't that right?
She like picks it up and just like snorts at you disapprovingly, and then like puts it somewhere in her robes.
I think while Tessell's looking through the squeaks, Sai is gonna be showing Jeremiah how Patricia works and like trying to get Patricia to be friends with Rat Orillo.
Aluvire, you hear in your head, to get the best experience using us, we recommend you choose a designation so that you may send your own squeaks and so direct messages can be delivered to you.
Aluvire looks confused. Voices in my head. That's strange. She's gonna spend some time figuring this out.
Okay. Back to that photo.
So, Sai, why are there quick videos of so many different people doing the same dance?
Oh, I've been trying to figure that one out myself, and I think it's to display how poor rhythm you have. Whoever has the worst rhythm wins.
What is so? This one says there's a number next to it. 5,000? What does that mean?
Oh, I believe that's either the number of times someone else has squeaked this again to make it so that more people can see it, or has just appreciated that squeak. It's sort of like a popularity thing, I believe.
And can you? Is there a do people make money doing this, or is it just for fame?
Sai shrugs. I can't say I really know. I've only, well, I had Patricia for 1 minute.
No.
Maybe you could ask Patricia. Patricia, do people make gold off of squeaks?
VS does not have any direct monetary incentive for its use. However, sponsored content has been created outside of the US.
Oh, I suppose you could get a sponsorship then.
Patricia, can you win at the US?
Send squeak.
Is it like when you're communicating via sending stone, so you have to finish by saying over?
Oh, no, I don't know that Patricia would know that, so I figured if you squeaked it out, maybe somebody else could answer.
At Sai, can you win at the US?
And that's it? That's all you
Pops
have
up
to do?
on Tessell's feet.
And then you just wait.
At Witch's Rogue crouches to go into stealth. The cracking of my knees alerts the guards. I am immediately killed. At Institutionalized Excellence, I hate it when people ask, explain your thought process, like hell if I know. At Maddie Sin, the bar was so low it was in the hells, but here you are, limbo dancing with Asmodeus.
These people are rather clever.
Tessell is trying to navigate past the shit post and it doesn't have to be like a specific squeak, but just it's trying to get a general vibe of, is there anything like happening right now in Sigil that I should be aware about?
Make a charisma investigation check.
Oh, goody. I'm so good at these. Okay, it's just gonna be a persuasion because regardless, it will be a -1. So, ooh, that's a fat 2.
Nope. Just shitposts.
Um,
You seem to have been engaging with the shitposts, so your algorithm is full of them.
Audible growl from Tessell.
ooh, sigh, sigh, sigh. And Jeremiah is like slapping wet hand on your shoulder.
Yes, I see and also hear you.
Do you think Rome, RO4M, do you think they had one of these squeaks?
Oh, I thought Tessell looked, but I suppose I could look again. And is gonna search for usernames and squeaks associated with R04M.
Make a charisma investigation check.
Fuck, I'm
Really
so
smart.
bad at charisma. It's gonna be a 7.
You don't find anything.
You know who is good at charisma? Fucking Jeremiah.
It's Tessell, may I
And
see,
we just body blocked him from the us.
may I see your squeak, your us thing?
Tessell will just hand their rat over to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah flips it over so that way the belly is showing like it's a phone, and he just starts pressing at it. I would like to try and search for Rome.
Make a charisma investigation check.
You got it.
I think Patricia is tired.
That is a 11.
Yep, there is no user for R04M.
Well, they wouldn't have a member of the us outside of Sigil anyway.
And
'Cause
Jeremiah
there's a firewall.
Jeremiah will hand the us back to Tessell. I don't know. I was thinking maybe they were about to maybe they made a post while doing a funny dance that was like, on my way to the trade port towns or something. I don't know how it all works.
Yeah, I feel like if you're cutting work, you probably shouldn't do that. That's just my hunch.
People do wild things, I'm assuming.
Aluvire says nothing, but her little rat now is wearing a tiny rat skull over its brain.
Wow, I can't believe we got phone charms for the rats.
They've got hats. Oh no.
Yeah, I think Tessell is gonna just like return the rat back to the basket, just looking kind of annoyed about the whole thing. And then I'll just say, well, that's what I wanted to do, and that didn't exactly pan out, so yep.
All right. Well, I still have a little bit of spending money. Does anybody want to have any snacks? Should we? I assume that we stocked up on groceries.
Whenever you ask for snacks, all of the rats woke up.
And Orillo, or Jeremiah, will take out one of the baby bells that he saved for Orillo, and he will break it out into 4s, and he will give 3 of the us's a cheese, and he will give his Orillo a cheese.
At Knight's Courtyard. New edition of Knights in the Courtyard, breaking down the season finale of Dungeon Land, that wild magic gamble versus the Red Dragon villain, and viral moments with the unhinged Modron.
Modron, you say?
Upon hearing this, Tessell will retrieve their rat and will see if there are any follow-up squeaks. Has anyone squeaked in reply?
You see some images. Some filters, some fan cams and everything, but you see this scene of a gnome sorcerer, a dwarf paladin, a fairy bard, and an elf warlock facing down a red dragon in this definitely in what would appear to be a red dragon's lair. Like, it's volcanic, it is full of dangerous stuff and everything, but you can see there are, like, in some of these images, like around the edge, it's almost like a HUD. Like, there's some like stats and just other pieces of data around the sides of it, as if this was like a newscast or a sport or anything like that. You see the gnome prepare to like cast a spell or something, and out of the ether, as a surge of wild magic happens, there appears a round mechanical creature who begins screaming and flailing his arms. And you can just hear some mixes of danger, paradox, exception. And then you can see all of the members of that adventuring party die very quickly.
Oh.
As the red dragon breath cooks them all.
So Tessell is going to be looking for like 2 things. We'll see how well this goes. Do these images have like locations attached to them, like locations sharing? And 2, they're also going to be zooming in on the photos to see if there are any remarkable characteristics about said Modron.
Zoom. Enhance. Check the database.
Enhance.
Not really. You see an image of them as they are, but I don't believe we're told of any specific identifying features of R04M discursive appraisal.
Jeremiah will pad Tessell and say, "Oh, no, Orillo, the fuzz one, he knows them. He knows Knights in the Courtyard. He knows Janet. What is it, slide into their DMs? Is that what you're supposed to do? Message Janet where this is. Where is this old footage? If that's the thing, if that's the little Modron we're looking for, and Janet knows where that footage came from,
Tessell will like give a look, like a little apprehensive look at first, but like as they're hearing this, they'll just kind of nod and they'll be like, are at Nights in the Courtyard DMs open?
What would you like to send?
All lowercase. Um, and things conveniently shorthanded would need be. Like, for example, U would just be the letter U. Hey, period. You a friend of Orillo? Question mark.
Who is asking?
That means yes.
One of his companions. He can't make it to the us right now. Complicated.
Go on.
Where did this footage come from?
What footage?
The with the Modron and the people in the lair with the dragon. Where's that from?
Oh, the season finale of Dungeonland.
Where is that?
It's posted on the Mimir network. As far as where it is, I'm not at liberty to say.
With if Sai can kind of be also looking over Tessell's other shoulder, would I make an insight check, or with my passive insight be able to tell if what they're referencing with the season finale, would I be able to insight whether this is something that's fictional that they've posted, or if this is more like they're just under contractual obligation not to say?
Make a history check.
Fuck. I'm not bad at that. I'm not great at it either. 8.
You got some good inspiration you want to use?
Oh, I do have heroic inspiration.
Yay!
That's a D6, right?
No, it's a reroll.
It is what inspiration used to be. They put heroic in front of it to differentiate it from bardic inspiration.
Oh, so I can reroll it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Straight
sick.
up.
17.
Yeah, baby.
The way that Janet is describing it and the way that the video was formatted, or this projection that's being presented to you through the squeakers, I don't know how reality television would show up in your mind, but you're getting the sense that it is what we would understand as reality television.
Okay.
So as real and as fictional as that understanding gives you.
So if I'm interpreting this correctly, Sai would get the impression that this is real, but to some degree or another kind of scripted. And then the I'm not at liberty to say is probably some kind of contractual NDA situation. I think she turns to Tessell. Well, I believe this is some sort of influenced. Well, it's not hard-hitting factual news, right? It's possibly something influenced, but also I'm getting the impression that there are some contractual obligations around the broadcast that having written record of breaking probably isn't wise for Janet.
Tessell will take a moment to like, they're like pausing, they're like contemplating. I think like one like claw is like scratching their chin. It's just like, we gotta set up a meeting with Janet, but I don't think she's gonna trust any of us.
Well, Jeremiah, you said the other Orillo, the taller, hairier, friendlier one.
Well, I don't know about friendly, but hairier, yes.
He's friends with Janet.
Yes, last I remember.
Like, good friends?
I wouldn't go that far, but more than work acquaintances.
All
Like,
right.
they aren't going out to play tennis, but every once in a while they might meet up over a cup of fine wine.
Sai sort of tilts her head to the side. I don't know what that is.
Don't worry. All will be explained in due time.
Well, then maybe do we wait for, and then have Orillo set up the meeting?
I don't know what you mean.
Looking very pointedly at Jeremiah, but talking to Sai. Yeah, but the lead might go cold.
Are we referring to like Rat Orillo, or are we referring to like Next Life Orillo?
Next life,
Bugbear
Orillo.
Orillo.
Yeah.
Oh, Aluvire snaps his neck.
And on that note, we're going to the break.
So we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go to a place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody.
Aluvire, you feel the snapping of bones beneath the mucousy skin as Jeremiah crumples within your hands, and falls to the floor.
She's gonna catch him before he falls, and then just like throw him over her shoulder.
Right, and Orillo, you wake up in the next room over, in the tattoo parlor, in the tattoo chair.
There is the heavy, ragged breathing of a bugbear in said chair. Does he?
Yeah, fell like sort of stumbles up, and it's like signs a little bit, just like asking, "Hey, are you okay? You're gonna want to let that set for a little bit," and gives you the aftercare of getting a tattoo.
What? Does he have a tattoo?
Do you have a tattoo?
Bugbear Orillo wakes up. There is a spot on his bicep that has been shaved because you can't tattoo through all the fur. And it is a anatomically correct heart with an arrow through it, and then a little banner where you would normally have somebody's name, but the banner is empty. And it looks like one of those, like, you can fill it in and then be like, oh, look, it has your name on it. And then you just wipe it away when you're done.
Every time you go see your mom, you just write mom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And just
And the spot where it is a little wet.
Oh,
And you can see there's already stubble forming over it.
Yeah, quick question. Have you seen Aluvire, Tessell, and, they were tall, but now they're short.
He signs Sai? Yeah, they're all out back.
Excellent. Thank you, good sir. Do I owe you for this?
You already paid.
That I did. Thank you. And Orillo will stand up, go, and throw open the door.
A bugbear with a shave patch on his arm appears, swinging open the door violently.
Oh no, you're balding.
If that's how we want to lead into this. Closes the door behind him.
Tessell just gives the sup nod, but without saying anything.
We're cool.
Well, I suppose that was a quick way of doing that. Good job, Aluvire.
Give me this guy. And he takes Jeremiah off, starts grifting him, just like taking all of his shit back. And eventually he takes out that lapis lazuli. I am holding on to this. Make sure that if you all kill me, again, I guess, you remember to take this with you. No getting back to the Wandering Tower without.
Oh. I don't even know why we gave it to Jeremiah in the first place.
You didn't. You gave it to me. And then I took it from me. And then Jeremiah took it from me. So I'm taking it from Jeremiah. It's the circle of keys, like a key ring or some sort.
Makes sense.
That being said, we really do need to get a bag of devouring or something, but they're a little expensive.
Aluvire looks a bit contemplative when you say devouring. She throws that frog over her shoulder.
I believe Jeremiah spent quite a lot of your money. I suppose you can keep the hat, though.
Yeah, I think I'll need this. I think I'll need all of these things.
Oh, Tessell. And sort of like shakes Patricia a little bit and then like nods over to Orillo.
Oh, yeah. Listen, how much do you remember from like the past 5 minutes?
Well, I don't remember getting a tattoo, but I do remember poking a rat in the stomach.
Okay. Yeah, so and Tessa will kind of explain the situation leading up to
I was supposed to meet up with Janet before we went to the Outlands. I hope it's not too late.
and Tessa will just hand Orillo the rat. It's DMs. It's private. Unless you have another way of contacting her out.
No, I told her that I would be going through you all. And Orillo will message Janet and say, we'll write O, capital O, would like to talk to you in person. Fortune's favor bar 1 hour.
Okay.
We'll hand the rat back to Tessell. Does anybody want a drink?
That could be
Yes.
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, as they say, fortune's favor.
Fortune's wheel.
Fortune's wheel does not favor the bold, but here we are.
Would it take a lot of time for Aluvire to quickly divert and dispose of this body at the grease pit?
The grease pit? Are you selling it for food?
No, it would not.
Awesome.
She's gonna make some Vulture Aarakocra very happy.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. A 10?
$250 gold.
250 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. It's a good thing I'm not evil.
Guys, we just figured out how to get infinite money without even committing any check fraud.
Oh. This is more money than I made at the casino. Well, okay then. Fortune's wheel?
You make your way to Fortune's wheel. As you do, you do pass by, you do have to double back by Fells and the Smoldering Corpse and the sinkhole at the end of that street, where you can see a, the caution signs or the caution tape all around, and you can, well, make a perception check.
Oh God. Okay. I rolled a natural 1, so I ain't seen shit.
I got a dirty 20.
A
18.
6.
Aluvire, you feel uneasy again, but now here where it is significantly quieter, you understand why, and it's because you hear singing coming from out of the sinkhole. Sai, you notice sort of hiding in the shadows, sort of, sitting across the street looking out at this sinkhole, almost as if they're sticking out, is a mind flayer in a fedora.
Okay.
Singing that I recognize. Do I recognize this singing?
It is not in a voice that you recognize.
Okay. I still think it's enough to distract her. I think she just kind of like stops in her tracks and like looks over at it like, what?
I think Sai is gonna, if she spots the mind flayer in a fedora, do I see them doing anything in particular, or are they just kind of like...
They're just sitting and paying attention to who's moving down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she approaches the mind flayer.
How
Hello.
can I help you?
Oh, I was going to ask you the same thing. I noticed you were watching everybody, and I sort of wondered why.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a nat 1. So it's a 0.
So, official business, I'm afraid.
Oh, are you a merchant? Are you selling something?
Of a sort.
I think she looks around for a moment. Does anybody else do I notice that anybody else takes notice of this mind flayer? Or does it seem like everybody?
I
Yes.
think with that
ignoring him?
natural one, Tessell's just like, ooh, caution tape, something happening over here. Just rubbernecking, I guess.
Yes, other people are noticing the mind flayer, but not in not in any way that really draws attention. Like they are acknowledging him as being a person here on the street, but they're not like he doesn't seem to be drawing a lot of attention to himself. He also doesn't appear to be making people specifically not look at him.
Gotcha. Would I be able to roll insight to kind of figure out what he means by business?
Sure.
$18.
Wrong chat. I'll send y'all a picture of him. Yes, he has official art.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes. Oh my god.
He looks like a detective.
He
He's my-
is a
oh.
detective.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love him.
Hi, are you free Thursday?
I love him.
Yeah, so he appears to be staking this out. From the way that he looks and everything, you get this sense of an investigative
I think
person.
Sai is going to sit down next to him, kind of having this realization of, oh, clearly they are watching for something, investigating something. And I think without looking at him anymore, but sitting next to him and sort of looking out at the road, just quietly, not whispering, but quietly says, I see. And are you on the job now?
I am. You wouldn't happen to notice anything about, and he gestures over with his tentacles to the sinkhole.
Do I notice anything about the sinkhole?
Not really.
Is now standing in front of the sinkhole with her head tilted.
You notice Aluvire taking interest in the sinkhole.
Oh,
Who's your
please
friend?
Please don't fall in. What did he say?
Who's your friend?
Oh, which one? I have a few.
The old one with the cow skull face paint who appears to almost be falling into that sinkhole.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on that. Who wants to know?
Ignatius Inkblot, private investigator.
I knew it. Well, not the name. That's a lovely name. That would be. Oh. I don't know if I would have to make another insight about this. Do I get the sense that he is not necessarily investigating us?
Make an insight check.
Fuck. What
I
does
have to look up.
passive insight do, just out of curiosity?
If I am trying to lie against you, I might make a roll against your passive as if that
Gotcha.
were your armor class.
Gotcha. That makes sense. The insight. Oh, 10.
Oh. D&D Beyond doesn't have them under Illithid. They have them under Mind Flayer. And I don't like that. You were doing insight.
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
You're not really getting a read one way or the other. It's hard to read his facial expressions, especially because he doesn't have a mouth that you can see. And the other face muscles are not in an arrangement that you're familiar with.
Okay, then I think instead of answering outright, she asks, am I safe to assume that your inquiry into my friend is business related?
You may. I believe there was some foul play in the creation of that sinkhole. Not that it just appeared that way because of a misallocation of funds.
Do I know anything about the sinkhole?
Nope.
Okay. I think Sai makes the decision of okay. I'm just keeping a spell in my periphery. Sai says, well, I suppose if you want my friend's name, you'll have to ask my friend yourself. But I'll give you mine. Saya knew.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Aluvire, make a wisdom saving throw.
At you. How are monks not proficient in wisdom? Doesn't matter, I got a 22.
You are not charmed and you do not jump into the hole.
I'm so wise, baby. Can I tell I'm like there was a attempt to influence my mind?
Mm-hmm. You get that call of the abyss from the hole. That same chill in the back of your mind.
You see her head shake. And she gets kind of like this huffy look about her, like, well, I never.
I
She,
think.
like,
Oh,
she
go ahead.
turns around. She turns around. And she does that thing that animals sometimes do where they just kind of like kick up dust behind them. And she walks away.
I think Tessell has been kind of like distracted, like looking in the direction of the bar. Probably hears like the jangle of like all the bones that Aluvire is wearing. And it's just like, there you are. I didn't realize you stepped away. And then kind of surveying, just like, where the fuck is Sai?
Does Sai,
oh,
would
sorry.
Sai be able to tell that he tried to do something to Aluvire?
Make an insight check.
Fuck.
Oh, was that him? Was that him?
21.
The Mind Flayer didn't do anything. The Mind Flayer is reaching in his pocket and handing you a business card that has nothing written on it.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if it's coming from the hole then. Sai takes it, sort of looks at the front and the back.
Yes?
I sort of assumed that. Is this like a secret code thing?
Oh, just... And, he will approach with, like as if to move your hand on the card.
Mm-hmm. She lets him.
And whenever he sort of moves your fingers over it, almost like Braille, you sort of just get the information in your mind of where his office is located.
Oh, much appreciated. I may require your assistance.
Well, that's what I'm here for. Come anytime.
She's gonna tuck that into her bag and say, well, I must be off, catching up with my friends and making sure they're not falling into holes, but I will see you soon.
If your friend is forthcoming about what just happened to her, I'd be very interested in knowing that.
Perhaps we can make an exchange then. We'll be speaking soon.
Very well.
And she's going to catch up with the rest of the crew.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, apologies. I was making a new friend.
Yeah, yeah, making new friends by oh god, yeah, this kind of looks like a crime scene, so maybe we should just not our business, you know? As they hike a thumb over their shoulder.
Absolutely. Aluvire, at some point, you'll have to tell me about that hole.
Looks over at the hole, snorts disapprovingly at it, and then looks at you and shakes her head.
As in, no, I won't tell you, or I hate that hole.
I hate that hole. Yeah.
She laughs a little bit and says, don't worry, if you fall, I have something to catch you. Off for a drink then.
We go get a drink.
Make your way across town to the ladies' ward and make your way back to the Fortune's Wheel Casino. You can open up the door into the Dragon Bar, where there are a few people already starting to partake. No performers on the stage today, but the same equine bartender is at the bar, sees you approach, and his face remains as long as it has always been.
Hello. Do you have anything bubbly or fizzy and sweet?
Any kind of sweet in particular?
Dealer's choice.
He'll nod and start pouring something from the tap.
Sai is very proud of herself for her clever little joke.
Two copper.
Slides it open.
And he hands you a glass with a head, vaguely, like it's vaguely purple, and it's got it has a sweet scent coming off of it. It does not look familiar.
Takes a sip.
It has the taste of grape liqueur.
She frowns. And just kind of like, we'll sip it every once in a while to be polite.
Tessell will just be like, yeah, well, please.
He'll shrug and hand you a glass.
I think Orillo.
Tessell will pay. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Orillo follows after Tessell and just gets some well whiskey. Like, makes it easy.
Yep, drinks are 2 copper.
Aluvire's gonna
Sick.
pay for Orillo's drink.
Hell yeah. Using the money
just
that
gonna
you got
give-
from selling my corpse.
Yeah, totally. But she gives him a look like no hard feelings.
Drink's a drink.
I hate doing math, so I'm just gonna hand the bartender a gold.
All right, he'll hand everybody else's money back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Settled. And then Tessell's gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go somewhere. Let me know when you're done. And Tessell's gonna just fuck off and give Orillo space to do what he needs to do.
Sounds good.
It's not, but like 15 minutes before the did I say she was copper or rose gold? I don't remember what I said.
I
Before
want
the
to
Warforged
say
comes
rose
in.
gold, but
Okay. Well, Janet walks in and sees Orillo and goes and sits next to him. So, what's this about?
Well, we have been tasked with tracking down a rather elusive little walker by the name of designation RO4M. You appeared in one of your videos. Potentially hoping, not looking for sources or anything, just a location as to where to start, and I'll make it worth your while.
Make a persuasion check.
You got it. That is a 12, but I would like to use my historic inspiration to reroll.
Heroic. Go
Heroic.
ahead.
Yeah, that's a 17.
Okay. First thing that you need to understand, not my video. I simply talk about the show. And because of that relationship with the producer, they allow me to get some screenings. What specifically do you want to know?
The general area, nearest town, of where that fateful encounter of the last episode of Dungeon Land took place?
That's difficult because it didn't happen anywhere near town. It didn't happen in this realm.
The Outlands, then?
No.
Oh.
Deep ethereal.
All right. Do you know what became of that Motron?
Nope.
Well, can't say it
I
wasn't.
assume the dragon went back home and the Avengers also went back home.
And where exactly would home be for that dragon?
Hell if I know.
Fair enough. Janet, things have been strange lately, to put it mildly. For, me and my current companions. Inside scoop. We can't die. Or when we do, we just come back a little different. Not like a revivify gone wrong, it's something else.
A reincarnate gone wrong.
Imagine if reincarnate was just cycling through the same changes. Nobody casting it, but he couldn't make it stop.
What does this have to do with the Modron?
I'm not sure. But the person who contracted me assured us that the Modron is part of this. They also started in the showcase that you were describing. Started talking about something related to what's going on with us. Something about can't be killed.
Are you saying that the Modron was specifically saying like can't be killed?
If I recall correctly?
No.
Okay, never mind.
The Modron, some of the phrases that he was saying were danger, doesn't make sense, multiversal instability, exception encountered, and danger.
He'll bring up the multiversal instability. And then exception encountered. And say, that's not the first time that we've heard that referred to as us. As, I don't want to say luck would have it. We're currently on a little bit of a shit list. For, well, reincarnations outside of our control.
Okay. So I'm a little. Look, I want to help you. I don't know what you want from me, cause that little Modron appearing and going away. I don't know where he came from or where he went. I know that everybody in DPS were there for Dungeon Land, and after they died, they went back. I assumed that the dragon also went back, but I don't know where Dracarovix lives.
Would you be able to find that out for me?
I can try. It would take some time. might take a little bit of resources too.
I'll slide her over 150 gold pieces.
I'll see what I can find out. How would you like me to get into contact with you? Because I don't like opening my messages to
Are you capable of
intermediaries.
ascending?
No.
If I acquired us some sending stones, would that be something that you would feel comfortable doing?
Sure.
Closed channels it is. I'll make sure to pass one along.
No. You're going to give it to me personally. And you're going to find me over at, and she will point out the name of a printer within the Hive Ward.
Can do, yes, ma'am. Although, do not be surprised if the one giving it to you is a very flippant frogman or a very wimpy human with the dragon mark of a maker. That seems to be the reincarnation's gone wrong, and I'm found myself stuck in. But I will get it to you.
Convince me that it's not an intermediary. And I'll take it. But we can worry about that whenever you get the stone. And whenever I figure out stuff about Dracarvonix.
Always appreciate your time.
No, you don't. She'll get up and leave.
Orillo, under his breath, so that Sai can hear. What a woman. Just takes a drink. Just watches Janet leave.
Not a woman.
Could I roll insight to see if Orillo would ever have a chance with Janet?
Roll insight.
Hold on, I know I have a +7 on that. I don't, my character sheet just isn't loading, unfortunately. Let me roll physical die. That's a 16. 23.
Hard to tell.
I think she takes the hard to tell and just leans forward and whispers to Orillo, "You would probably never have a chance."
Orillo shrugs. That's fine. I like to admire from afar anyways. Finishes his drink. Sets up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some stones to find.
Give her a rock.
Shiniest one I could find.
Aluvire, what happened when you went up to the hole, the sinkhole?
Sort of shrugs.
So, nothing happened.
She shakes her head. Like, not nothing.
No, nothing. No, yes, something happened.
She sighs. And she, like, points to herself, like, very pointedly. and like she points down to like, you know, an imaginary hole, and then she's like, you know, like makes a diving motion, and then she just like pulls a face, shakes her head.
So you didn't want to jump in, or you did want to jump in, but you didn't.
She just looks at you.
This is an odd question. Did the hole do anything to you?
She nods.
Like up here?
She nods again.
Like an influence?
She nods one last time.
But you were able to resist it?
She smiles.
Clever. All right. That tells me something. She turns to, is Tessell still in the bar?
Tessell's just like sitting off at a table somewhere. They were under the assumption that like Orillo would like meet with Janet privately, so they're just like chilling at their own table.
Sai hands whoever's closest to her the grape LaCroix drink that she has.
It's gonna be Aluvire.
Hands it to Aluvire and says, "How would you all feel if I jumped in a hole?"
She puts a hand on her chest and like looks very sad.
That depends. Was it made for you?
Boo.
Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. If there are no objections, suppose I'm going in the hole.
Good luck with that.
Claire's gonna put that drink on the bar stool and she's going to follow you with a concerned look on her face.
Don't get too close, or you'll get influenced again.
She gives you a look like, me? Never.
I think I have an idea. Sai's gonna head to the sinkhole. Before she approaches it, she's gonna cast Levitate on herself. And then she's going to approach the hole.
Aluvire, are you going with?
Yes.
Is everybody going with?
Tessell was just like watching like Aluvire and Sai leave. And it's just kind of like just a gesture to no one in particular, like, oh, like what are we doing? Maybe like looking back at Orillo.
Orillo like shakes his head, comes over to sit next to Tessell and just like said something about jumping into a hole. I assume it's that giant hole that the rather handsome looking Illithid was looking at earlier. Do you need like a new sword or something? Like some armor? I need to do a little bit of shopping. We can see if there's one that like catches flames or some such.
Yeah, we could take a look.
Yeah. All right.
So are y'all going shopping?
Tessell and Orillo are going to find a deal and like leaving Aluvire inside and be like, this hole though.
Okay. I mean, the two of you are. I mean, it's going to take you a while to get across town to the hole, but once you do, the hole is there in front of you.
Sai is gonna have Aluvire stay a safe distance. Go to the edge of the hole, cast Levitate on herself, and see what happens.
Make a perception check.
I believe my perception is +7. +11.
Nothing happens.
Turns and kind of yells to Aluvire. Are you sure? Are you sure that this is where you were standing, right?
She like gestures for you to like move a little bit to the left
Goes a little to the left.
and then like stop. Thumbs up.
Nothing happens.
When I look into the sinkhole, is it just dark down there?
You can see a little bit, like the light from the skybox does shine down directly into the hole, but it goes down a while. You can see like the edges of other levels of the streets below Sigil, and other catacombs out of stone and everything. But it seems to go down maybe a good 70 or 80 feet before it starts to level out again.
Do I think levitate's gonna help me here if I jump in the hole?
It would help you not die from reaching terminal velocity. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Is that helpful? I mean, dying seems to be a benefit to this party.
Fair enough.
It depends on what's in the hole.
That's the question, isn't it?
It sure is. Aluvire's gonna gesture down the hole and then, like, you know, put a cup of hand behind her ear.
I know I already rolled that perception. Do I hear anything from the hole?
Nope.
How much rope do we have?
How much rope do you have?
Well, between the two of us, if we both have adventurer's kit, it's 100.
Okay. I think Sai will tie her rope to your rope. And then with her levitate, lower herself down into the hole.
Okay.
I have a question. When
Mhm.
you get a direct, how does someone know when they get a direct message on their rat?
The rat tells you.
Okay. I think maybe Sai and Aluvire's little rats just would say something along the lines from at Tessell, don't die, separate message. Unless that's what you want. Separate message, Orillo and I are shopping.
Love that. Aluvire hushes her rat and gives it a snack.
Sai gives you like a thumbs up and a little like nails painted and then shopping bag emoji.
And make a dexterity saving throw.
Who's making a dex save?
Sigh.
Oh
Can
my
somebody
God.
tell me what my modifier is for that?
Can you not reach your...
No.
I'll find it for you. Your modifier for your dex save is a +1.
That's so cool and fun and fresh.
Have fun.
The DC is lowered because of levitate.
I knew I should have taken guidance.
I knew I should have casted Featherfall instead, but here we are. 17.
There is resistance about halfway down, like 30, 40 feet down, uh, where you can sort of feel your feet and your body weight pushing against something that you cannot perceive. And then as you get a better look of it, you can see that there are small threads going across the length of this where the sinkhole is, like going across the diameter,
What kind of threads?
like tiny and strong
Gossamer
threads.
that are like,
We
almost
could equate them
impossible
to
to
like
see.
spider silk or like fishing line.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think
You do
she's
not find
gonna.
yourself tangled in it because of your save.
Okay. Does anything happen if she like plucks a few?
No.
Does it seem if she like pushes on it or tries to use like her mace to kind of like clear it away? Is it able to be broken at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It has about the tensile strength of Black Widow web, which I hope to God none of you know what that is.
Yeah.
What that specifically feels like in relation to other spider webs.
Yeah.
Because I learned that recently, and I don't like that idea.
It's not good.
Can Aluvire approach and stand at the mouth of the sinkhole
Mm-hmm.
just to observe what's going on here?
Yep, make a wisdom save.
All right, yeah, I figured. 19.
You're good.
Okay.
But now, why is Aluvire making wisdom saves and Sai is not? That's interesting to me. I think Sai is going to be sending squeaks to Aluvire, just describing what she sees down there. And I think asks through Squeak, do we think it's a good idea if I go below the threads?
You get an emoji that's like just a shrug.
That's good enough for me. Is gonna break. Is it covering the entire diameter, or do I see like holes or pockets where there might be a place she can pass through without?
It does. It's not like a whole like covering. It's just there are threads spanning the diameter of it.
Oh, okay. Then I think she's not gonna break any of them. She's just gonna try and slide on through.
Okay. Make a perception check. Do you have dark vision at all?
I do.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
What what specifically does Twilight Domain Clear
You
give
have
you for your
dark
dark
vision
vision?
up-
Because that's important.
You have dark vision up to 300 feet
Excellent.
on account of Twilight Cleric.
An 18, 25 for perception.
Yeah. Not at the very bottom, but like one or two layers up, like we'll say about like 15 feet from where the bottom of the hole levels out. In that level, you can see that there is a sort of caved-in wall where, number one, you see the reflection of additional spider threads. You also see what would appear to be like a small laboratory sort of setup, and you can see it through the cracks and the holes in this wall. Specifically, you can see like papers displaying like calculations of something. You can see figures of like wavy lines, and you can see that there's a surface set up that has this crystalline sand, almost like the exact same color of the refracting the light in the same way that the spider threads do. So like just like fake diamond or cubic zirconian sand. That's arrayed in some sort of geometrical pattern.
Do I recognize the pattern at all?
No.
Okay. Are the cranium rats able to record images at all?
If you ask them to, yeah.
I think she would ask Patricia to record this image and send it to Aluvire, like in our group chat of Aluvire and Tessell. Sorry, Orillo.
Aluvire, you first off, let me just double check that cranium rats actually have dark vision.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a good point.
Gotta turn flash
Good
on.
point.
They have 30 feet of dark vision. You would need to
Can
get closer.
they?
Okay, it's like through a wall, right? That I'm seeing this. Then I think yes, I will get closer.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
Gasp.
I think my wisdom saving throw modifier is +7. +21.
You hear a just echoing vibrato just sort of pulsing in the air around you, having some sort of effect that you're able to shake through. You're only just now starting to hear it. You are not sure how long it's going to go on for, or if remaining here is going to be detrimental for your health.
Okay.
But you're able to get closer, and you can get your squeaker to save some of the images.
Okay, yeah. I think she's just gonna spend enough time to get a picture of like the sand geometric design, and of just like whatever view she can get of the lab. So just 2 pictures, and then she's gonna head back up following the rope. Can I tell that this is emanating from the lab, or where it's emanating from?
Make a perception check.
Ugh, that's a 1.
It is hard to know exactly where it's coming from underground. The acoustics are all over the place.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Getting out of this hole. It wasn't made for me after all.
Make a perception check.
Yay. Okay. 14.
If you did not have your dark vision, you would not be able to see the spider phasing out of reality from across the web.
So it
It was here. It was watching you. and
It disappeared.
as you looked around, it disappeared.
I don't like that. So
Oh
cool.
no.
And you begin crawling up much further and make your way out of the hole. That's where we're gonna pick up next time, as you saw what was in the hole that was not made for you.
And it let
Apparently
me
made by
know.
the spiders. Or something like that. But yeah, we got stuff to figure out next time.
Oof.
Hell yeah, Cyber, I am so excited to find out what the hell is in this hole, as well as what we're doing next time. Where can we find you? What do you do?
I streamed this past week, so I can say you can find me on twitch.tv/cyberwolf1201.
You're playing Crab Souls, right?
We played Crab Souls. We got a lot further than I expected us to. There we go. We're learning. We're getting better. Cyber is trash at another Crab's Treasure, but not that trashy. You can also find me here on Sundays running this game, where, as you could probably tell, I have a lot of things that could happen in a lot of different places, and a lot of threads that can be pulled on. Some are made by spiders, some are not. We'll see where it all ends up. You can also find me on the Monday night game that Danae runs, where we're doing 4E. DanaeKeeran.com.
And Dingo, where can we find you? What do you do?
Right now I just do this. So you can find me here on Sundays, or you can find me on Twitter at WheresMyDingus. I don't really post anything. But yeah, DanaeKeener.com.
And Kylan.
Hi everybody, I'm Kylan, otherwise known as at KyleWithAnN. That's the letter N. I'm like on Blue Sky. I'm also on Twitch. I haven't streamed the past 2 weeks because I've been a busy bee, but when I do stream, I'm embarking on an ambitious 14-game Pokemon journey called the Relic Castle Project, in which I played through all the Pokemon games I ever owned as a child/teen/adult. Yeah, that hopefully I will have time to stream this week. Also, if you like Pokemon and you like looking at pictures, sometimes reels, I do have an Instagram where I just post things that make me happy about Pokemon stuff. It's at FairyFireKylan, fairy with a Y. And yeah, that's me. I suppose I should also say DanaeKeener.com.
That's where you can find me. Hey everybody, I'm Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com. Today I was playing as Aluvire, who is a Minotaur. And it is variable as to what she is. I'm getting all of my outros mixed up. Nerdy drawings, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. If you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Mondays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, you can check up on our after show, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. But we are going to be heading off to our after show. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to Cyber for running this absolutely incredible game. Thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. And of course, thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.